Now, the Republican tax cuts continue to have the opposite of the desired effect when it comes to creating jobs. According to the Communications Workers of America, AT&T is now the latest to continue laying people off despite making billions from the Trump tax cuts. Now, CWA, in their report released earlier this week, says they, for months, have raised questions about AT&T's layoffs following the 2017 tax cuts, which the union says resulted in roughly $20 billion in tax savings for the telecom company. Now, they said, iconic U.S. telecom giant AT&T received an unprecedented windfall from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, which President Trump signed into law in December of 2017. But despite this massive boost to its profits, the company is choosing to undercut and offshore American jobs. Now, again, that was one of the promises that, no, if we cut their taxes. I don't know why I'm talking like Trump here, but this is something that's Republicans. This is Republican orthodoxy. They say, well, hey, if we cut your taxes, well, then, you know, they're gonna grow jobs here, and they're gonna and we're gonna have more business, right? We're gonna have more jobs. The businesses will grow, because what's really holding back American businesses is high taxes. Now, that's ridiculous because, again, with the Trump tax cuts, corporate taxes are now down to 21%. So that's a massive cut. And that's not counting all the loopholes that were left intact or new loopholes that are constantly created. So a lot of these corporations end up paying no taxes and still end up offshoring their workers. Now, AT&T, of course, is one of them. Now, the CWA estimated that AT&T has eliminated 10,700 jobs across the country, saying the cuts have come by way of closing or shrinking dozens of call centers. The union said that AT&T is replacing U.S. workers with low-wage contractors overseas. Again, this is something that the Trump tax cuts, promoted by the GOP, said would not happen. Oh, no, if you cut taxes, then we will have no reason to outsource our jobs to low-wage countries. And then so that's what they did. They cut taxes, and the company said, ha, just kidding. No, we're going to go and we're going to close our plants here. We're going to close our call centers here, and we're going to go hire people overseas anyway that work for much, much less than Americans will. Ha. That was always the plan. We were never, ever going to do the opposite. So the joke's on you. Now, the CWA said in its report, quote, despite its strong financial position and promises to invest in its American workforce, AT&T has shifted much of its employment away from the good family-supporting jobs and towards a low-wage model that undermines the quality of its customer service and its standing as a good corporate citizen. Now, let me tell you one thing. There is no such thing as a good corporate citizen. Corporations are not people. Corporations are robots. They are robots primarily programmed to do one thing, to maximize shareholder profits. There is no such thing as a good corporate citizen. So CWA, I really do not like it when you use that framing, because it makes them think, oh, no, corporations are good corporate citizens, and you're being a bad corporate citizen, when in reality, the entire point of a corporation is to do nothing but maximize profit. That's the whole point. That's the whole purpose. You can't really blame corporations for doing the thing that they were designed to do. What you have to do is you have to change the system. But anyway, CWA says, in late 2017, with tax reform in mind, AT&T paid this is actually a spokesman from AT&T, because they're trying to defend themselves against this report. Now, they said in late 2017, AT&T paid a $1,000 bonus to our U.S. employees. All of our union-represented employees, non-management employees, and frontline managers, totaling $200 million. Oh, no, see, well, look, we cut over 10,000 jobs, but we gave some people a bonus that equaled $200 million. It's a lot of money. Not if you're a billion-dollar company. But, not, okay. So again, they're touting $200 million. Well, they saved $20 billion in taxes. So that $200 million versus $20 billion, it's barely a drop in the bucket. It's pocket change. So, and just a little bit to placate the masses, while the rest, of course, went back into their stock buybacks and executive compensation. In fact, AT&T chief Randall Stevenson received $28.7 million in compensation in 2017, which the company said was 366 times the salary of a typical AT&T worker. So, oops. Not only that, but according to a survey by Morgan Stanley, workers would get about 13%. They were estimated to get about 13% of the tax windfall. Who got the rest? Well, 43% of that was expected to go to investors in the forms of stock buybacks and dividend increases, and the rest, of course, went to executive compensation, or at least most of it. So it's important to give that context, because it turns out that when you look at the numbers, the whole point was not to reward workers. The whole point was to reward shareholders, as they're supposed to do, right? They took the tax money that they saved, even though they promised, oh, no, we're going to create jobs. We're going to help our employees. We're going to get all the bonuses. And they did, but those bonuses, as I said before, were dropping the bucket and basically crumbs. And so not only that, but they fired 10,000 people. So they did nothing. And so that's where the lie comes into place. Not only that, but AT&T is now planning to eliminate even more call centers in 2019. In total, over the last 8 years, just about, AT&T has closed more than 44 call centers and eliminated more than 16,000 call center jobs and laid off thousands of workers. So that's the reality. So every time Republicans come up with the idea of, oh, no, if we just cut taxes just a little bit more for corporations, then they'll stay here, then they'll keep doing business. Show them those numbers and say it is an absolute 100% monumental lie. Tax cuts are not keeping jobs here. It was never designed to keep jobs here. All it was designed to do is make shareholders a little bit richer. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.